Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today tonight I'm going to be showing you how I outline for my law school exams. I'm doing this in real time and I just decided I should film this because people ask me how I outline all the time. So I'm going to show you. One thing I often say when people ask me about outlining is that I do not make my own outlines. I try to avoid that at all costs. If there is an outline available to me from my professor from a recent year, I am 100% using that outline and changing the small things if necessary, just because outlining itself doesn't really do much for me academically. However, in the rare cases when I don't have another material to use, like right now, I'm in a class with a professor who is teaching at Stanford for his first time, so there's not an outline available for him, which means I have to create an outline by myself. So I'm going to show you guys how I do that. First things first, I am still very much heavily relying on materials that already exist. When I realized that I wouldn't have an outline for this professor, I found outlines for other tax professors. That's the class. I found outlines for other tax professors at my school. A lot of times professors in the same department will more or less cover the same things. So yeah, that is where I'm starting. So I have two past outlines up that I'm using as reference sheets. And then I have the outline that I'm creating over here. Now, the first thing that I did, and the only part that you guys have missed so far, is that I just went to my syllabus for this class and I wrote down all the topics that we have covered or will cover. So I wrote down theory, history, key terms, gross income, fringe benefits. I just made a list of all of those in this Google document. Since that is what my professor covered and the order in which he covered it, that's how I'm going to structure my outline because that's probably what his exam is going to be structured like. Now that I know that those are the topics that I'm going to be covering, that's when I use these two outlines that I found, and then two, my notes from class. These are the only materials that I'm going to use when creating my outline. And usually what I like to do is I'll start with the first thing. So the first topic is the basics of tax policy. I will look at the other two outlines. I will see if they have a similar heading. And here we have tax policy issues, which is close enough. Then I'll just read their section. If we have discussed the same things in my class, then I'll just copy and paste them into my document. I don't put things that we didn't talk about in my class because that just is going to be irrelevant to me. But this way, I have the material and it's already formatted nicely and phrased nicely. I don't have to think about that stuff. I just put the information that I know I'm going to need into my document. And if I think that that covers the material, then I just move on. If I don't, then I'll add a note and I'll highlight it and I'll say, I need to also mention this thing. And then if I'm unclear about something, then I'll highlight that in a different color. But that's going to be for later purposes. When I'm actually studying and going over the material, I will know that I need to pay particular attention to the things that are highlighted. It's very beneficial to have more than one outline because everyone does theirs differently. That's why people like to make their own. I'm not willing to put in that effort. See, if I look at these two outlines that I have, this one has the section and the code definition of income, right? And this one just says the definition of income can be found in section 61. So they're giving me the same information technically, but this is obviously a lot more in depth, and I am going to probably add that one now because I don't really know how much information I'm going to want on my outline, but it'll be easier for me to take it away later if I don't want it than for me to find it and add it. Hopefully that makes sense. I feel like that pretty much sums it up. I'm just going to keep working on this. I'm sure I'm not going to finish it tonight, but whenever I do finish it, I will get back to you guys and I'll see if I have any other thing that I think is useful. Okay guys, it's a few days later. I have just finished copying and pasting all the relevant info into this outline. So let me show you what it looks like right now. It is super ugly. There's no consistent format. It's very hard to look at, your eyes kind of get lost. So the next step is making this a format that I enjoy looking at. And it won't be it's already in the order that it needs to be in, but I'm just going to be doing things like changing the fonts, making everything consistent throughout, and just making it a nice to look at. If you can find an attack outline, hold on, let me find it. That is a major key. Definitely copy and paste that into your little document. That just pretty much tells you exactly what you need to be looking for on your exam. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I have for now. I completed the first half or so of my outline, and I figure I don't need to make you guys wait until I'm done with the whole thing, though this has been very motivational for me to do it quickly, so thanks for requesting this. After basically copying and pasting and then comparing to my own class notes, this is what my outline looks like now. Honestly, like one of the main things for an outline is for it to be easy on the eyes. So I just have some very basic color coordination going on. I have my major headings in this burnt orange color. And then I still have the things I'm not sure about highlighted. And then I have the codes and regulations in this dark blue color. I also filled my case charts with this orange color for just a splash of personality. It helps to have things like jump out to me and immediately know what they are. So that's why I like having these color coordinations. And then of course having the same font throughout, having the same sizing for different things throughout is very helpful. It just makes you have to think less when you're doing a quick skim through this. And then I'm probably going to just read through this a few times, like when I'm actually studying, maybe more than a few, who knows. And that way I will know where things are when I'm taking the exam. I'll know that I have them and I can just control F because my exams are open note. The main important thing is that you just want to be familiar with your outline, very familiar. You want to know what's there and you want to know where it is so that you don't waste time looking for things or wondering if that's in your outline. I do have one or two things highlighted in red. Those I made for cases that are in the outlines that I took from, but I'm not sure if we covered them in class. So I'm going to make sure that we did, or I'm going to delete them. Some professors will not give you credit if you cite a case that you didn't cover in class, so make sure you know that about your professor. And then I also have some examples that I took from the outlines, and I made those this green color, just so I know when I'm going through my exams, or if I have a few minutes and I want to practice something, I can just go to green for examples. Here is checklist / attack outline, which is so important for actually taking a test. This I will print out and just have right next to me while I'm taking the exam. It'll just keep me on track, making sure I'm hitting all the points, making sure I'm citing relevant cases, and then I'll go to my outline if I need to go more into depth into something. But my hope going into any exam is that I can be confident just having my attack outline. All right, I think that's all of the main points. That's how far I got. Hopefully this video was helpful. I know I avoid making outlines at all costs, partially because it just can feel so overwhelming to start. So hopefully this gives you a sense of what to do. Okay, thanks again for watching. If you're new here, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I do a lot of law school tips, vlogs, and other things that could entertain you or help you, whatever. If you have more requests, as always, comment them below. If you have any questions, as always, comment them below. I will do my best to help, or other people will do their best to help. Please like this video and subscribe to help me out. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next week for my week 6 vlog.